What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Let's Play Mega Man X5. Today we're going to be starting off in Squid Adler stage. The beginning section of this stage is a big headache, so might as well get out of the way now that we have Crescent Grizzly, or Grizzly Slash, and the Skyver out of the way. This is a little bit of a pain in the ass because this is another speeder bike section, just like in Jet Stingray's stage in X4. Hold on, yeah. Okay, that's one of the hard parts. That's not a big deal. And of course, we're collecting these things because they'll lead to another collectible. This is the other one that's a little bit tricky to time. Got it on the first try. I thought I was going to have to do that intro like 10 or 12 times and reset it a bunch. Great. Got that out of the way on the first shot. Now we get to watch X fire these little energy orbs that we were collecting in the speeder bike section 8 times. There were 8 of them. We needed them to blow open this wall where we will get another piece of the Falcon Armor. Remember that there are 2 armor sets in the game now to collect, and we can't use either of them until we have completed an entire set. There's the Falcon Armor and there's the Gaea Armor. The Falcon Armor you get from the stages on the left side of the stage select screen, Gaea Armor from the right side. Unfortunately, you need the complete Falcon Armor to get, I think, 2 or 3 pieces of the Gaea Armor, so you have to get the Falcon Armor first. But then again, they design it so that you have to go, so that you should go through the stages with the Falcon Armor before you do anything else. The entirety of Squid Adler's stage, now that I'm dealing with this lock and key mechanic, I'm being reminded is the entire stage is a little bit of a pain. I hate dealing with that locking mechanism too, because when it's just one, it's not so bad, but I think this next room coming up, or the one directly afterwards, they are going to introduce 2 at the same time, so you have to manage both of them, both mechanisms. And that can be a little annoying. Yeah, it's in fact right here. So there's a purple one here, and there's a yellow one over here. And if you don't hit them often enough, if you wait too long to hit them, they'll reset back to their original position slowly, so... Oh. Okay, that's the first one out of the way. There are like 3 or 4 more like it. I have the hardest time with those because if you miss a charge shot or if you just miss anything, it can really screw your rhythm up, and that's kind of the trick to this. It's maintaining a nice, even rhythm. Okay, this one, oh, that's gonna be a bit of a pain. You have a little bit of leeway, but not as much as you would want. I might not make this. Okay. I think I have a little bit more time on those than I think. Still, better to do it right than to have to do it over. Oh, almost got hit by that. Make it over. Yeah. Oh, shit. Oh, well, they don't do much damage. This is where they start getting hard. I think there's one more after this room. This is the really annoying room. Actually, no, there's one element of the next room that's going to make that a little bit more of a pain. Actually, this is going kind of smooth. Oh, up until that happened. Okay, I think I'll open that one now and... Oh, that was another mistake. Luckily, I could just mash it on the tightrope. Raise your shield up, boy! You too. There we go. These things remind me of the large blue robots from Spark Mandrill stage and the intro stage in X1, except without the torpedoes or the missiles. Can't get the lock and key on the left side, so we have to do this one first. The reason this one is annoying, oh, that's why. Because there's a little lip in the ceiling that can block your charge shots, so you have to actually run up next to it to fire. Oh. Yeah, I'm not gonna get this one. The purple one's gonna, yeah, the purple one closed on me, so... Hopefully this doesn't take like 10 minutes for me to do, otherwise I'm gonna have to cut ahead. Sometimes that happens. Okay. You know what? Squid Adler stage, for being such a pain in the ass, has actually gone surprisingly well for me so far. But it's not over yet, as Zero would say in X4, because Squid Adler is one of the tougher fights in the entire X series, actually. It's a pretty fun fight. It's just, he's kind of tough. I like this fight a lot, though, because it's very movement heavy. And I've said before, like, I think when I was fighting the Colonel in X4, part of the reason I gave for why I don't like that fight, why it's such a boring fight, the best fights in the X series force you to move around. They force you to utilize all of your mobility. That's what makes X stand out mechanically from the other games, is you have a lot more mobility in the X series. And so you have a good boss fight, good boss design in X5 restricts you in creative ways and forces you to find new ways to use that mobility. And this fight is all about mobility. And he has such a nice, varied attack pattern. So that's one way he restricts you from moving around, is he'll completely electrify the floor for a couple seconds. And that'll force you to spend most of your time in this fight on the wall. You can drop on that cube that pops up in the middle of the room as long as it's not electrified like it is right now. Shit. Kind of losing control of the fight a little bit. Yeah, it's a very technical fight, and I love that. You don't get too many of those, feels like. Actually, you get a lot of those in X5. It's just prior to this, they were fewer and further between. Oh, I should talk about Squid Adler's name a little bit, since once again we have another boss named after a Guns N' Roses member. But first, just like every other boss, we're gonna in a second have a choice between the weapons and life plus or weapons and energy plus. We're going with life plus on this one, because for Adler, let's see, you get either the quick charge from life plus, which allows you to charge your X-Buster faster, or you get an extended Z-Saber for Zero. Since I'm not going to be using Zero all that much, I'm going with whatever is best for X. And now, since a few hours have passed, we can finally start equipping a couple of these things in the parts menu to our armor. The standard armor can equip 4 extra parts at once. Things like the armor from X4, the Gaea armor, or the Falcon armor, they can equip 2 pieces of special items that you get from the bosses. I'm struggling with what to call them, so I'm being a little inconsistent with that. Squid Adler got probably the worst end of the renaming treatment because his original name was Volt Kraken. Like, unleash the Kraken! How do you rename him to Squid Adler? It's such a shame. He's named after the drummer from Guns N' Roses, Steven Adler. He's also Launch Octopus's brother. I always enjoy the goofy little, like, familial things in the X series. Oh, shut up, Aaliyah! Shut up! I just want to fight whales. Nope. So, the Tri-Thunder, or is it Triad? No, Triad Thunder is what you get from Volt Catfish. Tri-Thunder is Squid Adler's weapon, and it's also the weakness for this whale, and I'm pretty sure it's Duff Mcwhalen's weakness. Oh, you would get trapped in the rock formation, wouldn't you? Alright, that's one reploid I'm not going to rescue yet. I will be back through Duff Mcwhalen's stage because I cannot get a single item in his stage yet. Not a single thing. Okay, you can't attack me with lasers or missiles or anything right now. Just... oh yeah, there's that laser. That's the one I have to watch out for. Can I make it down the wall? Yeah, I can. Cool. You should have another shot coming out soon. I'm gonna duck for this one. Am I? He's getting a little bit close. No, I'll go up on the wall. Yeah, I would have taken damage. Oh, whoops. Whoops. Now, that might have seemed like a stupid, reckless mistake, but in fact, it was actually a stupid, reckless mistake. It's a stupid, reckless mistake that has a pretty cool benefit for me, at least, because in X5, I don't remember if this was true for X4, but in X5, when you die, your weapon energy gets refilled. Kind of handy, actually. There is a point later in this stage where I'm going to intentionally commit suicide, but that was not intentional. Oh well. It's still going to work out in my benefit, because I blew through so much of my Tri-Thunder energy in the first part. Just destroying those little, look like polyps. Barnacles. The laser-firing barnacles. Yeah, now we actually fight him as a proper mini-boss. I can just unload with this thing now. I won't have to worry about running out. Not the last time I'm gonna fight this big son of a bitch, though. I should probably try to avoid damage, but he does so little. Unlike Squid Adler, where it's like constant states of danger and like I have to dodge everything because I don't know if I'm gonna survive the later phases of the fight if I go into it with low health. Damn, Squid Adler's such a good fight. Wish there were more like him. Duff Mcwhalen's pretty fun too. Duff Mcwhalen's not nearly as hard as Squid Adler, but he is he's unique at the very least. And again, it's another boss that finds creative ways to restrict your mobility and force you to figure out how to handle that. So as far as just like interesting design goes, Duff Mcwhalen's up there. And like I was saying, all the X5 bosses are pretty good. Grizzly Slash is, I think, among like the most boring of them, and he's still like he's still like a mid-tier X4 boss. Yeah, low tier X5 bosses. Still better than middle of the road X4 ones. Not sure if that came out right. Oh well. Just talking shit here. We fire lightning into the butt of this whale. Light it up! Oh, I've run out of energy, and this could actually start going incredibly poorly. This is... Oh god, this is hard to dodge. Actually, because I haven't destroyed the bottom part of his tail, that bottom fin, so I have to work on that, or I will die. I'll die again. Okay. That's my priority number one, just survive till then, hopefully. Okay. Now I can, if I am clutch enough, I'll make it through this fight. If I'm clutch enough. Am I? Yeah. Yeah, I am. I got this. Ooh. And the torpedoes start coming out rapid fire, too. I'm really happy that I'm invincible while he's going through his explosion phase, otherwise one of those torpedoes would have landed straight on my head. God damn it, Aaliyah. God damn it. Okay, up here, I'm gonna commit suicide once again, because it will help me out in about 1 or 2 minutes. Thank you, fishy, fishy, fishy. Fishy, fishy, fishy. Who is a good fishy? Alright, now I have full weapon energy. I have 7 lives left anyway, because every reploid that you rescue gives you extra lives. Can't do anything with this. Is the Crescent Shot tenable for this situation? No. The Crescent Shot reminds me of something, I just can't figure out what. Crescent Grizzly even has one of my least favorite weapons in the game. Tri-Thunder is a blast, though, especially in this stage where everything is weak to it. Oh, Crescent Shot. Crescent Shot's gonna be getting some use in the next stage. Not now, though. So I didn't need my weapon energy for Tri-Thunder refilled for this section. because this section is just a lot of easy dodging. But for what's coming up, it'll make it go quicker. Yeah, it took about, 10 seconds to commit suicide. It's probably going to save a good minute or two in the long run, so perfectly worth it. Oh, right, I just noticed that those fish, I don't think they've been in the game since X1. Welcome back, fat pufferfish. Your services were greatly missed. Damn, X5 just makes me happy. X5 and X6. And then we enter the dark times. The dark times of X7. And then the slightly less dark times of X8. And the Tri-Thunder. It's just gonna keep destroying the cannons underneath me. The laser barnacles. So I don't even actually have to dodge all that much. Still should. It's not like Duff Mcwhalen's actually gonna do any damage to me. Or anything that's gonna make me concerned. The thing with Duff Mcwhalen is he's either going to flat out kill you with an instant kill, or he's gonna do such negligible damage that it doesn't even matter. Alright, that's that out of the way. Can I get the cool door entrance? No. I didn't get the cool door entrance. The one where you're facing away from the door. Oh, if you haven't noticed, by the way, I can't believe I forgot this while I was going through the stage. The stage music for Duff Mcwhalen is a remix of Bubble Crab's stage from Mega Man X2. It's not even a major remix, it's pretty noticeable that it's the same music. Yeah, it's just, it's kind of like how last episode I was talking about how Variable X is the title theme for X5, Variable X being one of the songs from X1. There's a lot of remixes and throwbacks and stuff like that. Oh hey, he actually is doing a little bit of damage to me. Look at that. But yeah, like I said, it's not a terribly difficult fight. It's a lot of fun though. It's kind of interesting. So he should get like maybe one more of these phases off, and then he'll switch to his second phase, which is where the possibility for instant death comes in. If you make too big of a mistake, you'll see what I'm talking about in just a second. Oh, get up there. Yeah, I can't seem to dash under that very well, so gotta go up top. Okay, here we go. He waited a little bit to start his second phase. So, again, we have like every other boss in the game, Duff Mcwhalen is named after a member of Guns N' Roses. He's named after the bassist who, what was his name? Duff McKagan? Is that it? Yeah, I think it was Duff McKagan. Starting to mess the rhythm up a little bit there. His original name was supposed to be Tidal Whale. I think the original Japanese name is Tidal Mcwhalen, which should translate to whale. I don't see why it would translate to anything else. He was supposed to be a boss in X4, but they didn't think his design worked as a boss character at the time, and he was supposed to be around like Frost Walrus's size. So from him, the part we're going to have to choose between is life and energy. We're going with energy because that's going to give us the energy saver, and it cuts the amount of weapon energy you expend when you fire a special weapon in half. And that's much more useful than what you would get if you chose the life option, which I think gives you more energy when you pick up energy capsules in a stage. Oh, and it fills your sub-tanks up a little bit quicker. But that's not going to be too big of a deal because I only have the weapon tank right now, right? It's either the weapon tank or an E-tank, the one from Grizzly Slash's stage. Okay, so Izzy Glow is the last boss that we need to defeat to have all the parts we need to fully power up the Enigma Cannon. Remember, we can just use the Enigma Cannon now. We could have used it before we fought any of the bosses. Gathering all of the parts for it is going to increase our odds of success when we finally do decide to fire that thing. And it's going to give us the best chance of saving Earth from the falling Eurasia space colony. And failing that, there is a plan B. Hopefully we don't have to deal with the plan B, because it could get a little bit hairy with the timer. In retrospect, I'm not sure if I left myself enough time, because I just remembered that on top of 3 more boss fights plus this one, Dynamo is going to come into the picture again and waste a little bit more time. So, what was the timer at when I entered Dizzy's stage, when I hit his stage on stage select? I think it might have actually been 3 hours. 3 or 4. No, I think it was 5, and when I enter the next stage, it should tick down to 4. Either way, I might have not left myself enough time. I can't do math in my head. Not while I'm commentating and playing. Never do live math. Live math is very dangerous. It can cause untold harm to the universe. And wait for it. Hey, it's this again. I told you when I was going through Split Mushroom stage, Capcom really loves this effect. They love this scrolling spiral staircase effect. This design went into like everything Capcom made for a few years. Now that I've recklessly charged through the stage once again, we have another mini-boss. A little bit less interesting than the whale from Duff Mcwhalen stage. What was that called? U-555? You just destroy the black one, because Maverick Hunters are profiling the black laser cannons. Will the reploid world ever be free from racism? No one knows. Looks like we got about 2 or 3 of those left. Kinda wish they didn't spend so much time in Vulnerable. Would make this a little bit less tedious. Alright, last one. Now we can get the fuck up out of here. Move on to greener pastures. So, if you've noticed, we haven't been getting a whole lot of collectibles, which is kind of rare for one of my X playthroughs. A majority of what we're going to be getting is going to be through backtracking. I may have already said this, but the way the collectibles are laid out in this game, you get very few, no matter how optimized your route is. You get very, very few your first time through a level. Some of them, you don't get anything if you haven't, depending on which order of bosses you go through. If I had gone to, what's his name? The dinosaur stage. I keep getting him confused with Blaze Heatnix, and I'm pretty sure that's not his name. Blaze Heatnix, I want to say, is X6. If you go to his stage before Duff Mcwhalen, we would have been able to get one of the collectibles in his stage, but didn't do that. Not really a good enough reason to. Another one of Duff Mcwhalen's items, one of the weapons in it, or the items in his stage to collect, would require the weapon that he gives us, the gel shaver that I have equipped right now, and I'm failing miserably to find a use for in this section. Oh, whoops. They take a second to materialize. Alright. Now on to Dr. Izzy Glow, who I can't actually remember the name of the Guns N' Roses member he is named after in the English version. It's Izzy something. He's named after one of the guitarists. And his original name, well, I don't remember what the Japanese name was. His name is supposed to be translated as Shining Firefly. Izzy Glow, I think, is one of the rare cases where it sounds cooler. The Guns N' Roses tribute name sounds cooler. Oh right, I should probably explain why they are named like that finally. The reason why all of the bosses in X5 are named after Guns N' Roses members is because the voice actress for Resident Evil's Claire Redfield did the localization for the boss names for X5, and her husband at the time was a big Guns N' Roses fan. So she changed all of their names for him. Izzy does not, wasn't sure where he was going there. Izzy does not change up his patterns too much. He doesn't introduce a lot of new moves once you start getting him low on health. There is one that I'm waiting for him to do. However, the thing that changes about this fight as you keep shaving off his parts of his health bar, his moves start coming out quicker, and that's the only new move that he actually introduces to the fight at low health. Otherwise, all of his attacks just speed up a bit. It's not too big of a deal. Not a super hard boss fight or anything. He's no Squid Adler. And the part that we're going to be choosing from Izzy is going to be the weapon plus life plus another part, because that gives us a better rapid fire. You can ordinarily fire 3 uncharged shots in a row, and you can't fire any more after that until one of those shots disappears, or you can only fire in bursts of 3, I should say. This upgrade is going to let us, this part is going to let us fire 5 at a time instead of 3. The energy plus part that you would get if you chose that option is, I can't remember what it's called. It's for Zero. It allows Zero to destroy energy weapon or energy projectiles if he slashes at it with his Z-Saber. It's kind of like Tenkua from X4. Actually, it's exactly like that. This cutscene is pretty important because it's actually about how Zero is not affected by the Sigma virus like other reploids. It doesn't turn him maverick. In fact, he seems to be growing stronger. But we know that Zero is no ordinary reploid. Remember, reploids are replica androids, and they are replicas of X. X is a completely original design, though. X himself is not a reploid, which would seem to explain why he doesn't get affected by the Sigma virus, why X doesn't seem to turn maverick. At least that's what it seems like. Zero, though, we know is also not a replica of X. He's not a reploid in that sense of the word. He was designed by someone else much in the same vein as X was designed by Dr. Light. And now the moment of truth. Did we save the Earth with the Enigma cannon? Negative. Damn it. Destroyed 62%. Merely made it change its orbit. Alright, so we're gonna have to fall back to plan B. As everyone shares looks of, on X's face, concern, Zero's face, disgust, and everyone else's face, indifference. Now we are gonna have to destroy the remaining 3 Mavericks, plus Skyver, who we destroyed last time for his part, to power up the shuttle, and that's gonna be sent on a kamikaze mission into the space colony. Since 62% of it was already destroyed, I guess the kamikaze shuttle idea is enough to destroy enough of the remainder of the colony to make that tenable. Anyway, though, that's gonna do it for this episode. Thanks for watching, everyone. Yeah, we already know about these guys. Yeah, go get the part from the Skyver who's already dead. Thanks for watching, everyone. Take it easy. Have a good one.